I move to a 10:30 embargo tonight. First, Mark Irwin from The Sun.
Hi, Mikel. I was just thinking, when you look at the careers of yourself and all the players, you've all basically got to spend them entire fighting for titles, fighting to qualify for Europe. This is almost a new situation for you guys when you're sort of fighting at the wrong end of the table. Does it require a different mindset from the players to deal with this sort of thing? And do these players have that mindset?
Well, it's true that accepting some defeats, not accepting, probably going through some defeats in a consecutive way, for example, the home form that we had in the last 4 games, it's a very hard one to swallow and very hard one to accept. It is completely different because the energy that is created when you are fighting for trophies, when you are fighting with the top teams on the table, is a very re-energizing energy and I would say passion that you put into a game. The other one is a pressure that's constrains you a little bit and it makes you a little bit tighter and nervous, and you have to deal with that. And for some of them, it's something new. And we need to get through that as well.
Kieran Tierney said in an interview today that everything that can go wrong is going wrong for the team at the moment. Is there a sort of worry that the players are almost waiting for a setback, and then as soon as something goes wrong, the whole mood drops again?
No, I think Kieran meant it in a way that we get a red card when we are in the best possible moments, and our striker that is not scoring scores an own goal. It's a little bit of a crazy story, but I wouldn't go too far on that. I think it's how it is, and things happen for a reason sometimes, and it's things that we have to control better, and things will change.
And finally, just a quick one I've been asked. What are the different qualities needed as a manager as opposed to an assistant manager? I mean, obviously you've done both jobs. What is the difference in this job compared to what you were doing before?
It's many. One of them is you have to be sitting here every 3 days. You have to make every final decision. The coaching on the pitch, it can be pretty similar depending on the role that you have and how this coaching staff functions. Then your responsibility to the squad, it's much bigger, and it's just at the end you are the final decision maker, and that submits everything around the club, and every decision has to go through you.
Are you enjoying it as much as you thought you would be?
I love my job, believe me, and if not, I wouldn't sit in here. And tough times are necessary, and you have to go through that, and the great moments. You have to make sure that you enjoy them, because in football, people think that unfortunately there are not that many to enjoy. But at the tough moments, guys, you need to be prepared for that and fight it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, Mark. Move to Sam from The Telegraph.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
I think, from the outside, I think people who haven't been following that closely might think that Arsenal are now back in the same position as they were a year ago when you took over. Does it feel that way to you in terms of inside the club and the mood, or how different is it now to then?
Depending, if you just look at the results, someone externally doesn't know what is happening, then he could defend that argument for sure. And I'm not here to say anything different, but I see a lot of differences of where we were and where we are today. But at the end of the day, you need the results to back that, because it's the only way.
You mentioned dealing with the bumps in the road and you knew they would come. At this time and with the current mood, are you looking at your players now and seeing which ones react and which ones step up? Is it almost a big test of their character?
It is a big test, and it's good to see how we react, but I wouldn't put it on the player. I think I would put it as a club, how we react in difficult moments as a club. And because as well it's something that we transmit to the players as well. The moment that there are some cracks, how we react, we start to blame each other, we start to criticize each other, we start to get united and push the boat together. And I think the example has to come from above, and we have some good examples in the last few days. And then, the players have to take responsibility, like I have to do, because at the end of the day, you have to put it right on the pitch, which is the only area where it makes the difference.
And for your job and being a training ground coach who's very tactically minded. How much harder has it been to actually coach the team, given that you're playing every 3 days and it's match recover?
It's not ideal at all. I haven't had a pre-season with this team yet. The time to train with the whole squad is minimal because we play every 3 days. So it's a game preparation, activation, and a start. But it's what we have, and we have to maximize the resources that we have. And I don't like to use any of those excuses.
And just lastly for me, obviously Nico Pepe is coming back now. Is this the sort of moment when you need a club's record signing to prove his worth and really step up to help the attack?
Yeah, I think difficult moments or big moments require big players. And when that happens, obviously you expect the big players to do something about it. But as well, not rely just on an individual. It's not something that I like when we are having difficult moments.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sam. And finally, we'll move to